Hi you all and welcome to Draw Along with me. Today we will be designing this super cute environment driving car in the Procreate and Procreate Dreams applications for iPad. Grab your iPad and your Apple Pencil and let's get started. We will begin in the Procreate app on iPad. In the gallery, click on the plus symbol and choose screen size. We will be using screen size in the Dreams application as well. Click on the brush tool, and from the options to the left, choose inking. On the right, choose technical pen. You can choose another line work brush if you prefer, but this is what I'll be using today. Check your settings, make sure your opacity is 100 and choose the brush size that you'd like to make your lines with. You can change this at any point. Use the undo arrow and redo arrow whenever you need to, or a 2-finger tap on the screen to undo, and a 3-finger tap on the screen to redo. These gestures are also used in the Procreate Dreams app. Choose whatever color you'd like to make your lines with. Mine is going to be this dark kind of navy blue color, almost black. You can save your colors down here if you'd like to. I will be saving my color palette in case anyone wants to use the same. Click on the wrench in the top left corner. Here select the second tab which says Canvas. Click Drawing Guide, the third button. Click on Edit Drawing Guide. Choose the fourth button, Symmetry. There should be a line up and down. If not, check your options and tap Done. Double check that it's working. It should mirror on both sides. I think I'll make my lines a little thicker than that. For the car, we're going to work kind of back to front for now. Use a 2-finger pinch to zoom out whenever you want or need to. Let's make the back windshield. You can make yours any way that you'd like. By the way, keep in mind that there should be about a centimeter here along the edge where you do not put any important information. So make sure to leave a space along the edge where you don't want anything important to be. That will be the back window and the side windows. I'd like it to look more like a sedan. So I'm going to try again. Make yours however you'd like it to be. Make sure that your shapes are closed. So make sure that the lines cross or touch. If at any point while using Symmetry you'd like to make small adjustments, you can use the magic wand and liquefy with push. You'll have to change the size, keep the pressure at max, distortion and momentum at none, and make little pushes here and there where you'd like it to be a little bit different. So here I'm just going to try and raise this line, and I might have to thicken it, but I do think it's better there. And I think I'll push the corner out here just a little bit more. Make any small adjustments you need to. Then try to thicken up the lines to make them match the rest of your picture. All right, let's go ahead and add the back seat, however you'd like it to be. I'll just turn this whenever I need to, and you should do the same. I will try to give just a little bit of perspective to it. By the way, make sure that your eraser is the same. To do this, you can press and hold, and it will say erase with current brush. I like that a little bit better, but I will taper this edge a little more. Now down here at the bottom, it should be a closed shape, though we are not going to see this because it will be covered by the front seats. It will need to be a closed shape for color drop if you choose to use that, which I'm going to use to make it hopefully a lot easier and faster. And again, use liquify whenever you want or need to. Oops, that's a little much. I'll lower it a little bit. Don't want it to bump up like that, just to kind of lift. Click on the Layers panel, plus symbol to add a new layer. Tap on this layer and select Drawing Assist from the options to the left. To me, it's easier to click on the capital N here on layer 1 and lower the opacity some so you can see your layer 2 lines a little bit more clearly. Go ahead and do that if you'd like to. Stay on layer 2 though, and here you can put the dashboard in wherever you think you'd like it to be. Now I'll lower mine a little bit. All right, so we're working a little bit back to front, but this one's going to go in first to hopefully find the placement for the seats, the driver and passenger seat a little bit more easily. So again, you can lower the opacity on this one. Go to layer 1, plus symbol to add a new layer between these two. Tap on this layer and select Drawing Assist from the options to the left. Now you can design the front seats how you'd like them to be. I'll try to keep that kind of like fisheye view in mind, but hopefully without warping it too much. Make sure again that you close your shapes under the dashboard here. I will lift that up with liquify while I see it. Go ahead and add whatever you'd like to for this part. And the headrest. Use the magic wand on liquify again whenever you want or need to. Definitely check both sides to make sure it's turning out how you'd like it to be. So kind of look back and forth between the two. I'll just add these kind of lines to give it the appearance of like maybe that's part of the side there. And I think these look a little bit funny, so I'll try to put those little plastic pieces. So at least it kind of gives the idea that there's something that it's holding on to. Click on the Layers panel, plus symbol to add a layer. You do not need to turn on Drawing Assist for this one. So this is going to be the steering wheel. We're keeping it separate in case you decide to move yours in Dreams. Now mine's going to stay still, and I'll show you how I'm going to make that work. By the way, you just saw me use quick shapes, so draw a shape, leave the pencil down. When you lift up, there's usually a button up here you can tap to edit. And I would say I'll probably want to move my dashboard down or possibly up. I might make the back seat and everything larger actually. So this is why we're doing this on separate layers so that you can make those small adjustments wherever you want or need to. And I'll do the same here. I'll show you that here in just a minute. Okay, I can use the ellipse button up here to edit this, although I kind of like thickness already. Great, so go through, make sure that the opacity is back at 100 on each layer. So click on the capital N, make sure it's back at 100 or max. Great. Definitely move the pieces wherever you need to. So here for this back one, layer 1, I will make it larger using the arrow on uniform. However, I'm also going to use snapping to get it back to the center, and I'll show you that. So uniform, stretch, and then move it back to the center. I think I stretched it too much. I'll try a little bit more subtle. And then I'm trying to still leave some of that edge, because in Dreams, we're going to want like around a centimeter of empty space, basically. There can be stuff there, but just whatever is not super important, basically. Now I think I might raise the dashboard and the seats too. The steering wheel with that. So here I swiped right so that I can carry them together and then still use the middle orange line. Oops, don't want to lose it. To get it where I'd like it to be. I think on the back one, I'll raise it just a little bit. And I think I'll lower all these three just a smidge. And maybe I get it right back to where I had it before. If that's the case, that's totally fine. And I think I might make the seats a little larger here in the front and center them again with the orange line. Now I think it's probably time to color it to where we can see it a little bit more clearly. And then maybe there will be a couple more adjustments to make. So let's start on layer 1. Drag and drop whichever colors you'd like to be in each of these places. Undo whenever you need to and try something else. If it spills out like this, drag, don't drop, hold. If it's too far on the threshold, you can push it to the left and it should go in the space. I actually do like that, so I'll keep it. Choose any colors you like and we'll keep going. Make any adjustments you want or need to at this point. I think my dashboard needs to be lowered. I'll use freeform this time and the middle blue dot here. And that's already way better to me. I think I might try lowering my seats again. Again, following the orange line. Steering wheel is just about where I'd like it to be, actually. Maybe a little bit more over. Feel free to add more color or texture or anything like that. This is all I'm going to do for this part. I will now add a little bobblehead character and I'll show you how you can do the same. So if you'd like to do that step, follow along with me. Otherwise, you can skip this part. Click on the Layers panel, make sure that you're at the top layer, plus symbol to add a new layer. Tap on this layer and select Drawing Assist from the options to the left. Using the same brush, you can use the same border color or outline color, or you can pick a different one, of course. So here I'm going to make the box for the bobblehead. Now to me that doesn't look the same. I'll try to pick up that color again. Or actually I did save it, so I'll just pick that up again. To me it looks different. I'll try again. There, that looks a little better. So here I'm going to make the little platform for the bobblehead. It's just going to be a simple little box with a little base to it. You can do this the same or differently if you prefer. I'll definitely put the section here in kind of the outline color where the bobblehead is going to fit. Click on the layers panel plus symbol to add a new layer. Tap on this layer and select Drawing Assist from the options to the left. Here you're going to do like a zigzag shape. Now I will switch to black. I actually think I want this outline to be black too, so I'm just dropping it there. It's not black, but it's a little bit darker. I think that will work better, and now I'll make the next part almost pure black. There we go. All right, for the bobblehead, you can have this kind of ziggy-zag portion at the bottom here on this layer 6. You can have it as tall as you'd like it to be. This is going to be like the spring, basically. My bobblehead is just going to be a little bit like a sort of a hula cat. And I might change this color to that blue color again here in just a little bit. But this way, all y'all should be able to see it a little bit more clearly. So the body is going to be one piece on mine. You can do this differently if you'd like. The head will have its own little bobble portion, and the arms are going to be separate as well. Okay, click on the Layers panel plus symbol to add a new layer. Tap on this layer and select Drawing Assist from the options to the left. Here it's going to be the spring for the neck, and then whatever style you would like to do for your character. Again, mine's just a little bobblehead cat with, I decided just now, a crown. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for that part. Layers panel. Click on the plus symbol, tap on this layer, select Drawing Assist from the options to the left. Now we're going to make the arms, but we'll have to separate them in a little bit. Make your zigzag through here for the spring, and then make the arms basically however you'd like them to be. Mine are very simple. Layers panel. Press on this, let it jump in the air, drag it under the body. Same thing for the head. Go ahead and do the same with the head. You can click on the arrow to lower the head a little bit. Click back on the arms. Swipe and duplicate. Tap on these two and turn off the check mark for Drawing Assist. Now you've got 2 copies. This is so we can separate the arms. Hide one copy, click on the other copy, erase, or use the ribbon on freehand with no color fill to wrap it, and use the arrow to kick it out of the picture. Now you've got one arm. Hide this one, show the other one, click on it, ribbon tool, freehand, no color fill, wrap it, arrow, kick it out. Now each of the arms should be able to move independently. You can tuck them back further if you'd like. And now we should be able to color everything. So I'm going back to this one to make this black as well, just to kind of separate it from the rest of the drawing. And here I will go ahead and drag and drop the color into each section that I'd like for this part. You should do the same. One last step for this part. Click on the top bobblehead layer, swipe right on all the other bobblehead layers, including the base. Tap Group. You can use this little V to close the group. Hide and show it, and you'll see that the bobblehead is all together. Click on the gallery. You'll have to have both Procreate and Procreate Dreams open, or at least in the dock. So I'll go ahead and open up Procreate Dreams as well. Here in Procreate, swipe up slightly. You'll see the dock appear at the bottom. Grab your Procreate Dreams app and drag it until you see the black bar appear. Then you can let it go. This is split view. Here on the right in the Procreate Dreams app, or on the left if yours is on the other side, click on the plus symbol and find screen size. Now go to empty. In the Procreate side, press on your drawing that you made and drag it over to Procreate Dreams. You'll see a green plus symbol. Drop it. It should import, and then you should see it here. Now grab the little gray bar in the middle and kick Procreate out of the screen. Now we're in Procreate Dreams. So here in Dreams, this should already be highlighted pink. If it's not for any reason, just tap on it, but it should be. You'll see this is the playhead. You can move it around. So here you should see a bounding box that's like pink dots appear with pink dots in each corner. You can tap on it to make it appear again if it disappears. There we go. Grab one of the pink corners, not the little gray curve, but the pink dot, and drag it out past the edge. And that's like that 1 kind of centimeter space that we were sort of leaving empty before. I think that's about fine for mine. So here you see it says drawing. Press on this. The 4th button from the bottom says convert layers to tracks. Click here. Here you should see that drawing now says group, and there's a little V shape here. And if you open it, you can see everything. Now, a couple of ways of moving around the timeline, which is this bottom part. You can use a 2-finger pinch, pushing in and out like this. Snap to get back to the fullest size here. 3-finger push out and up. Okay. So here, if this is closed, we can move everything together as you just saw before. It will act in the same way as it did when it was drawing. However, we're going to make the bobblehead first on a loop if you decided to do that part. If you chose not to do that, just skip ahead to the next part. Tap here to open the group. And here you can open this new group where the bobblehead is. Now here we're going to shorten everything in the bobblehead group. So here's the dress, shorten it. Let's take it down to about 3 seconds. We might shorten it even more than that. Shorten all of the pieces of your bobblehead. So these are the arms. So Procreate Dreams can be a little annoying, just have patience with it. There we go. You might have to zoom in and out to catch the pieces sometimes, whereas other times it works just fine without having to do that. And I guess the base, I can move that down as well. Okay, so we need to create a loop here for these pieces. So move here with your playhead, and we'll start with the body. So the playhead is here on the body, which is this layer 6. Click on the circle. This is record motion. Put the pencil or your finger here on the screen, and we're just going to have it go kind of up and down. And then grab the little gray bar if you'd like to and wiggle it back and forth. Okay, click stop when you reach the end. You can play it and you're gonna see that kind of funny wiggle. Now one thing, pause here. Anywhere that you can see these keyframes, which these pink things are the keyframes, anywhere you can see the gray bar between them, press on it and say set all easings. Linear. So before you saw it was doing something called slow in, which we don't want right now. So make that linear. As a reminder, in this application, 2-finger tap to undo, 3 to redo. I don't know of a way to get the buttons to appear like the undo and redo arrows. So just use those gestures and you'll be able to navigate. Press on the head for the bobblehead. Oops. Put the playhead as close to the beginning as you can. Click on record motion. Now here you can go up and down. You can go back and forth. Oops, I didn't like that. So I'll undo with a 2-finger tap and go back here and do it a little bit more subtly. And then up and down again. And then stop when it reaches the end. I think that'll be fine. It's going to be a little silly. So same thing here, press and say set all easings linear. Click on the arm. The arms are different. So with the arm, with the playhead at the beginning of the arm, tap on the 3 dots. Say edit anchor. So here, this little anchor, we need to put it in the shoulder to say this is where you turn from. Say done. Now here we can click record motion again. And I will zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. Grab the little corner curve on one of these 2 sides and just sort of bounce it up and down. It's going to be a little bit silly, but that's okay. If it goes past, you guys just drag it back into where we were before, here and here, like make it match up. Same thing on this one. So find the next arm, put the playhead here, tap here on the 3 dots, say edit anchor. Grab that little anchor and put it in the shoulder again. Click record motion. Grab one of these corners and just sort of wiggle it how you'd want it to go for yours until the end of that section. Stop recording motion. This is just the base and I don't want that to move at all. So I think this might be the end of this section for the loop for the bobblehead. Now it's a little bit goofy on mine. Take the time, all the time that you want or need to make yours as perfect as you like. But because I'm limited on time, I'm just going to end it here and show you guys how to make that happen again and again for the rest of the timeline. So here at the end, there's this bar for the group that she is in, my bobblehead. So I'm dragging it back to make it match here. And that way I don't have to duplicate each of these individually. I'm just going to close the group so you see it's perfectly in line now. So all those pieces are going to end and start at the same point. Here I'll click this group, new group to close, and that's where she is. You can see her dress right here. Press here and duplicate. Press here and duplicate. Press here and duplicate. Press here and duplicate till she gets to the end. There's mine. Now if you play it, she's going to sort of bobble along however you recorded it. And it's going to have a little bit of a funny moment where it kind of resets. So if you've got extra time, please enjoy making it absolutely perfect. As I'm limited on time, I'm just going to keep going, even though I can see all the problems here. But you get the idea that you can kind of make this bobble along as your car drives. All right, you guys, go ahead and press pause, and I'll show you how to record the motion for the entire car. So zoom in over here if you need to the top group. Click that B to close it. We're going to want to hold everybody together. Now grab that playhead, take it to the beginning. Click on the record motion. And here you can just kind of move it up and down or side to side. And hopefully the bobblehead starts to make more sense in this part. So you see that we're not letting it go outside of the edge here. So you can make it bounce even more than what I'm doing, you guys. That's totally fine. Maybe it's a bumpy road. But try not to let the edge turn like white because that will just be the canvas basically behind here. Tap the stop button if you want to zoom in and press here anywhere to set all easings to linear, or you could have it be slow at the beginning, slow at the end, or both. Press play. So right now it's kind of a ghost car. I don't know if you all can see it on the overhead camera. Here I'm just pausing it and I'm going to go to play mode with a 4-finger tap on the screen. So here I tap with my finger and there's the rewind. Now it's back to the beginning and I can press play here. So now you all should really see that it's kind of moving and bouncing along. So again, if I had a lot more time, I would make my bobblehead probably a shorter loop and actually do a wiggle here instead of a lift. I don't really like the lift on mine. The arms are really funny though, and the rest of it's okay. All right, you all, technically this is the end of the tutorial, but I'm going to give you some bonus information for how to add a track to create a character, and I'll demonstrate a little bit of what I would do, but you should absolutely feel free to add as many tracks as you'd like if you'd like to put characters in the back seat as well as the front seat or seats, and play with it to see what you can do. All right, you all, if you'd like to add a character to this animation, here's how you can go about it. This is one way to do it. Click over here on the group's V to open it up. You can zoom in and out like this if you need to. Click on layer 3 or the seats, the front seats. Click the plus symbol. Add track. Here you can see the steering wheel, and if you'd like to, you can move that as you go as well. I'm going to keep mine still, but show you what you can do with adding a character here and making it look kind of like it's moving. But definitely play with that if you've got time. So with this track, with the playhead at the beginning, press on the squiggle to go to drawing mode. Alright, so I will be using the same brush that I used in the Procreate app, which is Inking Technical Pen. I can get it about the same here. I'm using white because I don't have white really anywhere except on the whiskers. I'm going to show you all a couple tips and tricks for doing this. Remember, 2-finger tap to undo, 3 to redo. Make sure that you're on this empty track. Grab this little gray bar to get to Flipbook Mode. Flipbook Mode is super useful. It also gets all of that stuff out of the way so you don't have to worry about accidentally tapping anywhere and kind of making changes that you don't want to do. So here, I'm going to make a super basic character. Maybe it's a cat or like a fox or something. So here in Procreate Dreams, there's quite a few things that we don't have access to yet that are in Procreate. So for example, Quick Shape is not available yet. Hopefully it will be one day. And the lasso tool or the ribbon is not available yet, as well as liquify in certain ways. So you just have to kind of play with it and see what you can do in spite of the missing features that we are kind of accustomed to for those of us who have been working with Procreate for a very long time. All right, so I'll place the pause at like 10 and 2 or whatever you want to call it. And then I'll show you, I'll show you what I'm going to do to make it look as though it is kind of moving and turning the wheel. Now I think I'll stick with 3 fingers and a thumb. You can throw the flipbook down and press here to duplicate, but there's actually a shortcut. So let me show you that now. Back in flipbook mode with that little gray bar, tap here or press, press here and you can see duplicate. So duplicate 3 times for 4 in total, and go back to the first one so that you know where you're at, and click on the second one. You're going to start to see the onion skin here. You can adjust that at the numbers in the bottom left-hand corner under Edit Onion Skin, backward and forward, frames, and opacity. Okay, so let's see here. To demonstrate this, I'm going to keep it simple. I'll use the eraser and I'll just cut out the hands, and I'm going to move the hands a little bit to show like that the wheel is turning this way and this way. Just a little subtle change, but it will give the idea. Okay, and then this one is going to go up higher. All right, that one has the sleeve here. I'm going to close the sleeve again. Oops, no, I think it'll go over here. Okay, so scrubbing here, you can see, as long as my arm's not in the way, that it kind of looks like he's turning, adjusting the wheel a little bit. Okay, so that is the first one, the second one, the third one. Let's go to the fourth one and do the opposite to this. So I went this way and now I'll go that way. Go to the fourth one if you're following along with me. Erase this and then move it to the opposite side. So now the arm will be further up on this side. And there's a little shirt. It's going to follow. It'll be further down on this side. And I'm just moving kind of fast, but please take as much time as you need. So here we go. It should hopefully look like small adjustments. Okay, now grab the little flip book, throw it down. Here's where I'm going to show you some tricks with the timeline. You saw me snap really fast with 2 fingers. It gets the largest size, so whatever is the last piece of the timeline. Zoom back in like this if you did the same thing. All right, you all. Here, we can move these by pressing and holding them. And we can extend by dragging out to make it 2 or 3 or 4 frames per second. One thing I forgot to mention, and I'll just go ahead and point that out pretty quickly, here under the name, whatever yours says, mine says Dream161, you'll be able to find some different options. Preferences are here. Definitely check out my settings. I have changed a couple of things that you might want to consider yourselves. And here you should see the properties, and we are at 12 frames per second, 15 seconds, and then whatever your screen size is. You don't need to change any of that right now, but you can play with frames per second and duration another time. Tap done if you are following with me for that part. So you should be able to press on one side of one of these drawing pictures until it turns pink and put your finger down. Now I'll zoom out here so you can see without getting the dock up here. All right, press here till that side turns pink. Put your finger down. You can stretch it out. So I'm just going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, I think is what I did. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can show you as well, if you go to the 2 rectangles, you can highlight multiples, do the same thing, press and drag out. So you can do multiples at once as well. Click on the rectangles to get out of that. Here, if you press play, you're going to see it kind of moving around like that. And I think for mine, I would probably redo it and zoom out a little bit. So by redoing it, I just mean that I can click on here and I can actually press down here to delete move in scale. And then I can make it a little bit smaller to see more of the character. And then do the record motion again. And I'll just speed through that really quickly so you guys can see what it looks like. Record motion as long as the group is closed. All right, sped through that, and I will go ahead and press here to make easings, set all easings, linear again. All right, now that you all have seen how to edit that, if you'd like to, get back down here to your drawing track. Let's turn this into a loop that you can add and take away from. To do that, you can use the 2 rectangles. This is the timeline edit mode. Drag your finger or pencil across here. And if your finger doesn't work, go back to the properties, check that out. Press here, say group. Press here, duplicate. Duplicate. Now I'm going to change this one, the third one, so I'll show you that now. I guess on this one, I'll make it a simple change. I'm just going to go to the squiggle here for drawing mode. This picture is clicked on. If the group is clicked on, it will not work, so you have to be on the picture, the drawing picture. Grab the flipbook if it helps you. Go to the next one, and here I'm just going to start to blink with a smaller eraser size. So this one is the same. 1, 2. I see what I did wrong, you guys. So going back to that, and again, it can get a little confusing here. Zoom back out to the biggest size, zoom in over here. So what did I do wrong? Oh, I'll go ahead and duplicate this one again. Open it back up. That's what I did wrong. These are now 4 frames per second, so I meant to go to this one to start my blink. Okay, I'm on the right one that I wanted to be on. And I'll use the eraser to start to blink the eyes. Now, you can definitely just redraw these. Now here, it's going to be hard for me to see that it's different unless I look down here. Doop, 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 doop. And this will also show white, and these ones will show gray. So here, I'll make the next part of my blink. And in the next one, it will just be closed eyes. So here, this is gray, this is gray, this is gray, this is white. So here, I'll just make the closed eyes. I'm trying to make it match pretty closely to what I had before. Okay, grab the little flipbook, throw it down. So that's my blink. Close this group. So now my 1, 2, 3 groups are here. I'll copy this one. So press on it, copy. So that's the second group in my loops. Press at the end, paste. If it does that to you, just pick it up and carry it over. All right, zoom back out and then zoom into just these 4 groups. Remember to pause the video, slow it down, and rewind it whenever you want or need to. I know that a lot of this gets a little jumpy, and I wish the screen was a little bit bigger, but that's the beauty of having recorded lessons, is that you guys can just rewind whenever you want or need to. So take the playhead back to the beginning, play. My blink is super slow. I actually think I'm going to change that. So I'll go to this one. This one's open. This one's slightly closed. I think I'm going to change that to make it just totally closed. And then the next 2 are just going to be held. Probably not going to like this though because it's going to move up and down. But I'm going to try to match it as best I can. All right, let's see how that turned out. Close that group just to keep everything kind of organized. 3-finger push this way to try to get all of these in again. Throw the playhead to the beginning. And it does move a little too much. So if you've got lots of time, just play with that. Now I'll show you another pose to throw in to change up your loops. But definitely try out different things and see what you like. All right, so here I'm going to open the group and find the one that's neutral again. This one, it's my 3rd one in each group. This one has open eyes, so I'll copy this one, close that group to stay organized, press after it on the track and say paste. Here I've clicked where it says drawing and it's just that picture 4 times basically. Grab the flipbook, press here, say duplicate. And here, while the hands are still in this kind of neutral pose, I'll give the head another pose by erasing it and just kind of changing it up. So I think this time he's going to turn his neck and head, maybe to look to the right. By the way, the eraser I'm using is Painting Round Brush. It just makes it a lot bigger and to me a lot easier. So I feel like the neck needs to crane and maybe even the shoulders need to move. And then this idea will be a little bit easier to capture. So I'll move his shoulders first, I think. Press on this one, the neutral one, and say copy, press here, paste. You can click on the rectangles to group these three together. So this is a new loop, basically. Group it, and then go down here to copy another group. So press on it, copy, press on it, paste. Make sure to move it if that happens to you, but make as many of these different kinds of loops as you'd like to sketch in your character. Now I'll show you what this is looking like. I had an undo in there on accident. So lots of these kinds of funny things happen in Procreate Dreams. You just kind of have to laugh about it and go back to that part, try to fix it. All right, well, I'll try to play it again. Oops, I'll keep the groups closed to try to maintain organization. And I'll kind of zoom back out to this part. All right, the blink here is a little obnoxious. And I'll try to fix it to make it as close as possible. But it is kind of all over the place, so I'll try to fix that. But this is about where I'm going to wrap up today. And if you choose to make a character, I would absolutely love to see what you come up with, especially if you've got the time to go through and make your character fully colored and all that good stuff. That's awesome. So I'm just going to kind of keep it pretty close together now and see if that works. There's just this one that goes off the deep end. That one, I think. So yeah, precision is pretty important when you're animating. It's actually one of the principles of animation. It's called solid drawing. Well, you can see how the blink just moves around far too much. All right, you all, that's all I have time for today to try to put in a mock character so you can see how to add your own character to your own driving environment animation. So definitely try out different things and see what works and what you like. Thank you so much for joining me today to create this super cute environment. I hope you had fun with this one, and I'd love to see your results if you'd like to share. Otherwise, see you next time.